Welcome to your post-tennis recovery practice. In this practice, we will need to use either 2 therapy balls in a bag or a set of tennis balls, which I'm sure you already have, in a sock, and also a block as well, a yoga block. Okay, so we'll be using the balls to do some myofascial release, including the block as well, and then we'll get into some deep releasing stretches for the tissues that's been, strengthening, and now is the time to release. So to start with, we're going to use the block, and we'll get into the pecs and the lats. And you'll be lying on one side. Let's say lie on your right side, so I'm going to mirror you, and you'll come down onto your forearms, onto your elbows, so you can rest your head onto your hand. So now the block is going to sit below the top edge of the block, below the base of the armpit, so that you can just lean your weight in. If it's a bit too strong, just use a towel over it or a blanket. And just take a moment to really feel the side of the rib cage, your serratus anterior. Breathe into any areas of tension, tightness, soreness. And then you'll start to lean forward towards the front of the peg. And then start to roll back onto the back of the lats. So make sure there's enough block space behind you, otherwise you would just drop onto the floor. So you just lean forward and back, feeling the peg, releasing the tissue, and then rolling back into your lats. So you might coordinate with your breath there, really assessing the tissues there that might feel it's been worked on. Now it's just to relax and release and recover. And the next time you roll forward, lean forward, just come onto your forearm and just take a few more breaths. So feel the block just releasing your body weight there. Into the peg. Take another breath. And then start to roll back onto your lats. So either keeping your left hand in front of you, or you might take your left hand behind the head. Just hang out here. Feel the weight. Just leaning back. Take another breath there. And then coming back to center, and then releasing your left hand in front. Press yourself up. So from here, we'll take it into a side bend. So you might bring the block over to your left. So the foot is there, keeping your left hand on the block, and just reach your right arm all the way up. And you can rest your hand behind the head and just take a few moments here just to settle and feel that nice opening that you have created. You might rest your left forearm. Just take that breath. Easy breath into the side of the body. Really focusing on releasing the connective tissues. So the deep tissues, as well as the superficial that wraps around the muscles. So that's why it's called Myofascial Release, where we use a tool, whether it's a block or the balls, to release the tissues around the muscles. Just take about 5 more breaths. There's no need to force, there's no need to push. And then very slowly press down into your left elbow, your hand, to bring yourself up. Hopefully you notice a difference between your left and right. And we'll do the other side. So swing your legs over to your right. And again, the block underneath your armpit. And then your head being supported by your hand. Make sure there is enough block space front and back. So the top of the block is on the base of your armpit. So just take a few breaths there. Just get really relaxed. This whole left side of the waist just dropping into the earth. Sensing the side of the body may be very different. So one side may be a little tighter than the other side. Just be aware. And again, you'll start to lean forward to the peg. And then leaning back into your lats. So just roll forward and back with your own breath. Take your time to really move across the tissue there. Any achiness, soreness. Bring a sense of gentleness there, because the connective tissues works really well with soft, long, gentle rather than by force. Then the next time you lean forward, just come onto your forearm again and just take a few breaths, leaning in. And then start to lean back into your lats. Maybe take your right hand behind you. Feel the weight of the body just sink down. Take another breath there. And then coming back to the side, release your right hand in front so you can bring yourself up. And again, let's take the block over to your right, resting your right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. Maybe bend the elbow so your hand behind the head. Maybe rest onto your right forearm, so no force. And just let yourself sink in. Feeling the left side of the body. Let's take about 5 more breaths. And then push into your right arm as you bring yourself up. And then from here, we're going to put the 2 balls in between the shoulder blades. So let's start from the top of the shoulder blades, and then we'll go into the middle and then the lower border. So the 2 balls should be in the sock or in the bag, and then you'll lie on down. Just finding the spot where you can feel the balls are sitting between the top end of the shoulder blades. So let yourself relax into the balls. If you like, you can start to take your arms, cross your elbows, so you give yourself a big teddy bear hug, and just gently rock a little side to side there. Releasing the rhomboids. Being still and take a bonus breath there. Then relax your arms beside you. Then we'll shift the body up a little touch so the ball lands in the middle of the shoulder blades. And just sink down again. You might like to again take your arms, switch the opposite arm on top, Give yourself a big teddy bear hug and just start to rock a little side to side. Being aware of how this spot feels. Any tightness, soreness, achiness, dullness. So we just want to bring a sense of space within and between the tissues. And then coming back to center, take a deeper breath there. Relaxing your arms back down, and again we'll move our body upward. So it's your last spot, it lands on the lower border between the shoulder blades. Again, you can stay or you can cross your arms and just gently rock a little side to side. Not forcing or pushing, but just easy rocking, releasing. And then staying in the center, take a deeper breath. Let's release your arms down. And let's roll off to one side so you can slide the balls out. We will now take the balls down into your lower back so they sit next to each other. Lift your hips and the balls will sit onto your lower back on the deepest curve, the deepest arch. And then from here you might stay or you might just gently drop one knee out to the side. Really feel the leaning of your weight into the ball and then coming back to center, and then drop the other knee out to the side and then coming back to center. So you might either continue to do that, otherwise you can just lift the hips slightly so you press into the balls and just move your hips side to side as if you're wagging your tail. If you want a little bit more, you'll bring one knee into your chest and alternating the other knee into your chest. If you feel really comfortable here and you want a bit more intensity, you'll bring one knee in and the other knee in. So you're having your whole weight there in your lower back, and gently rock a little side to side. So you're balancing onto the balls. See if you can relax into the shoulders. Your hands are just dead weight. It's not like you're trying to pull your knees in. And then slowly come back to center. Take a deeper breath there. Gently releasing one foot down, the other foot down. If you have your knees to your chest, release the ball out, and then we'll take it into our twist. Taking your arms out to the sides, and you can just drop both your knees over to your left. Relax your shoulders down. Really releasing into your lower back. So if you can, just bring your mind into the breath. Bring your mind into the breath on this whole right side of the body, between your right hand into your right shoulder, right hip, right knee, right foot. Feeling that sense of opening and softening as you relax into the twist. Good, and then gently bring your knees back to center, and then we'll bring your knees over to your right. So again, just let the knees be heavy, let the feet relax, letting your left shoulder drop down, and allow gravity just to do the work for you as you relax in. Feeling your breath down this left side of the body, from your left hand to your left shoulder, down to your left hip, left knee, left foot. And then bring your knees back to center. Then you can just stretch your legs out long, letting your arms relax by your side, on your body. Really take this time to feel every part of the body being repaired, recover from your game. Namaste.